aspect, we still have that home base.
Are there any regulatory changes that are impacting technology or any of the innovation you're working on?
I think in terms of one thing that I really would like to see happen is AI not being allowed to make outbound phone calls uh, and maybe scam people. So that can happen at scale, and that's sort of something that should come in. The other part from the insurance point of view, IP is actually going to be a big thing as well. So in the software world, we have learned that your data, your data is your data. But what about the data that AI generates on top of your data? Who owns the IP of that? So I think it's not being talked about, and that is an area where the insurance company should think about in terms of the output that AI generates should be an IP of the person who is putting in the input, not the model providers. And there should be a line that is drawn there. Otherwise, yeah, there's an IP that is getting lost without us knowing about it.
Thank you. So everyone talks about digitization, but where have you seen true transformation versus surface level change?
Yeah, it's a favorite topic of mine. So digitization is a buzzword in insurance, not only in insurance but in any industry. So if you talk about like surface level changes, right? I don't want to like put a digital portal on top of like a legacy platform, right? I don't want to do that. I mean, I really want to like see how I can re-engineer the end-to-end workflows, the end-to-end models, processes, etc. So that's where you start, right? Like that's like the first point of digitization, right? Like you don't like just take something that you are trying to like improve and then like just put a silo or a individual layer on top of it. You just like rethink or re-strategize your end-to-end workflows and models, right? So that's the starting point. The second thing is, again, with the advancement of data and AI, you'll have to like think about how you can like make not only better insights but also real-time decision making. How can you actually evolve with data, right? And the third thing is on like with platforms versus third-party solution providers, how effectively you can better architect your like forward-looking risk-resilient system, right? So that's the go-forward approach. I mean, if anybody has to adapt.
I would, I would completely agree with you, and there's a very strong point of view around. For the longest time, insurers wanted to control the end-to-end, right? I want to be the producer, distributor, the whole 9 yards. I think the future of the industry is going to be a lot more partnerships-led. And one of the core, it sounds so simple, is the ability to sort of have interoperable APIs, for me, has been such a big shift, because now you're able to create highly tailored propositions for unique niches in the market. You're able to much better address customer needs than you were ever able to. And all of that sort of feeds in right into, third-party sources, driving the loop together and so on.
Yeah. So I can quickly quote an example. Like, so if we looked at addressing the submission intake process or straight-through processing, right? And we didn't want to just like digitize the submission forms. So that's the first aspect of it, right? But we wanted to like have a holistic approach to the entire life cycle of submission intake, right? Like, so we started with obviously digitizing the submission forms, but we also looked at the submission clearance side of it and how you can like take the data that comes into like the system through different means, how you can enhance the data, right? Like we are working closely with some of the vendors like Resequent and all that for property intelligence, and enhancing the data that comes in as a raw data. Maybe like the data is misguiding, or the data is insufficient or lacking for you to give the right insight. So enhancing the data and then like putting that in your system of record is something that we are looking at, right? So
yeah, I can just add to this one. So I think the move has been from digitization to transformation, which is very interesting, because if you have to digitize the submission process, you would create a portal, the agent should come to the portal, fill in the data and so on, and especially in commercial property, you would have large Excels which needs to be put in there. It takes time. People hate it. And that's why we still have the emails coming in from agents and brokers, which needs to be processed. Now, in the world of AI, you don't have to have that portal. That entire email can be processed by an AI assistant. It can extract the data from it, it can enrich it, and if you take it a few steps further, pun intended, you can even do the guideline checks on it. So it can do a first level of check on whether this risk meets with the appetite or not. All of that was not possible. And I think instead of reinventing the wheel, what's happening is the wheel is now going to move a whole lot faster. And that's going to change the industry in terms of the way it has moved so far. So more revenue, reduced cost, better businesses.
Aman, you hit on this a little bit, but what type of emerging technologies, AI or other, are really making the biggest impact either on claims or underwriting for commercial property?
I can share one example of it. So for commercial property, one of the big problems that's been there is processing those large Excel sheets, which has a list of properties that needs to be insured. That Excel sheet come in all shapes and forms, sometimes in different languages if you have global operations, and then it has to be mapped into the right format, which adds to delays, which would have gaps, and the understanding of that would not be possible. So that technology did not exist before, but now you can simply take that Excel, drop it into a model which is fine-tuned for it. It will convert it, it will enrich it, it will do reverse lookup, put in location, latitude, longitude, put images of that property as well, that if they're available on the web. So all of this is a big step forward, and it's more about the tech exists, how are we using it to make the process more efficient and maybe unlock new things. So one is the efficiency, and second is the big unlock that is happening because of all of the things that are possible now.